there were definitely some moments on set where I was like, I'm genuinely scared of this moment.
We've got two guests with us this morning. If you're my age, you'll always remember him as Tony from Skins. And the other one is Jocelyn from The Idol, which everyone is obsessed with. But today they are in to tell us about the scariest horror of 2024. Hopefully I'm saying this right because we went to see it. Nosferatu. Got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. It's Nicholas Hoult and Lily Rose Day.
Yes!
I mean, he was nearly there, wasn't he?
It was very close.
Yeah.
Was it Nosferatu?
Yeah.
There we
Nosferatu,
go.
that's it.
Nice.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
Lily, what's January looking like for you?
Oh, it's looking swell. Hopefully, you know?
Nicholas, what about you? You working or?
It's the best start to a year I've had, I think.
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
Good. Nicholas, I was driving around Reading sort of way recently because I live sort of that way, and you're on billboards everywhere, which is kind of, I just wanted to know what it's like from your sort of side, because it must be so bizarre growing up, because I'm right in thinking you grew up around that way.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
If you go home for Christmas or see family and friends, are you ever around that way and you're sort of knocking around the oracles, to go from that to reminding yourself that you're actually mates with Clint Eastwood and
I often remind myself that I'm friends with Clint Eastwood. That's like in the morning, most mornings I wake up and I'm going, don't forget, you're friends with Clint Eastwood.
Do you get
and then
to go home?
I go and visit my local billboard.
Yeah.
and just have a cup of tea and stare at it for a little while.
Well, what I would say is, like, over Christmas you get all your nice wholesome movies, and then sometimes you want to start 2025 with a bang.
Yes.
You want to get scared to death, and you guys have absolutely done that. And Lily, this film is genuinely one of the creepiest things I've seen in ages.
Come to me.
I don't know if it's because of the old sort of vibe of it or whatever it is. So many jump scares.
Yeah.
First of all, did you guys jump for real during it?
I mean, yeah, I think there's like, you know, of course there's like a technical aspect to making it where it's like, you know, you know that you're making a thing. But of course, yeah, I mean, everything in this movie basically is like as it, you know, as you see it. So there was definitely a very real feeling on set of like, atmospherically, you really felt like you were entering this world that was, you know, truly like full and rich with, you know, absolutely terrifying, you know, complexities everywhere you turned.
Everyone was dead. The stench of their bodies was horrible.
There were definitely some moments on set where I was like, I'm genuinely scared of this
I embarrassingly
moment.
jumped the other day. We had a premiere in Berlin not long ago, and there's a jump scare at the beginning of the film, and it got me. I like jumped in my seat and was a little bit and I was like, oh, come on, you knew that was coming, you knew that was there, and it still got me. So yeah, I think it's that's a testament to the quality of jump scares.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. Are you quite good with horror movies in general, would you say, you two?
No, I scare really easily, honestly. I get nightmares if I watch scary movies at night.
Yeah, I'm not good with them.
Yeah. I think I could possibly watch this one at night just because I've got to lay the land a little bit, but I try to, if I'm going to watch a scary movie, I kind of like to watch them in the morning, to be honest. I guess maybe that's bizarre, but
no, it's light out.
I had a nightmare about it. Yeah, I had a nightmare about a vampire the other night.
Really? It's affected you. Well, listen, I'm not surprised. Your own role could give you nightmares. Your part in this movie is so physical. It's so intense. At times it's steamy with a vampire. Is it unlike anything you've ever done before?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a real departure in every way from everything that I've done, which is, part of what made it so exciting and such a kind of new challenge that I was excited to dive into. But yeah, the physicality was definitely a huge part of it. But I was talking about this last night. It's like it almost went hand in hand with the emotion of it all, because it's like they're both a way into each other, if that makes sense. But yeah, is definitely the scariest thing I've ever done, for sure.
Standing before me was death. But I'd never been so happy.
Some of the language is like, am I right here, quite Shakespearean? Like, how art thou? Why not uponeth me? Yeah. What was it like speaking like that for the whole film? Was it quite hard? Like, even during breaks, were you speaking like that?
Yeah, that's how I talk anyway.
Why art thou?
It's not as like fully Shakespearean, but it is era specific, and I think that's one of the things that's so great about Robert Eggers, the director, and he as a screenwriter and as a filmmaker, he makes everything so unique to accurate historically to the period, and that's what makes everything so, feel authentic about the movie and makes it scarier, but makes it feel like you're really entering a world. And even with like Bill Skarsgård's character who plays Count Orlok in the movie, he's a vampire, but it's based on a Transylvanian nobleman who's kind of been dead for 200 years, and it makes it feel like it really could have existed and does exist in this world, which makes it all, for me, just a better movie.
Do you know what really threw me when I saw Chris Finch pop up from The Office?
Oh yeah,
because I wasn't expecting that. Like, obviously we knew you guys were in it and you were speaking
we
to
said
you.
That's Finchy.
I was like, oh my god, it's Chris Finch from The Office. Like, but what's his real name?
He's the Doctor.
Oh, I can't think. But it was
the
just
deepest voice.
Ralph
Ineson.
Oh, the most incredible voice on film.
Doesn't he?
There were times where there was a scene where we had to run through the streets shouting for a character, and it was me, him, and Willem Dafoe. And I remember I'd be like, Harding, and I'd be like, voice, whatever. And then Willem would be like, Harding, and his grisly, like, cool, like, actor Hollywood voice thing, and then Ralph would be like, Harding. God, that's magical.
He is the best voice I've ever heard in my life.
He was on the British version of The Office and he was brilliant in it. That's when he does all the adverts in the UK. He's on about 40 different adverts as well.
Way.
And the film's scary, but I think because it's set in the past, we were saying there's things about it that make it scary. It's like there's a scene when you're walking down the corridor with a lantern and just having a white nightie on. That's really scary.
That was an interesting one to shoot because Rob and Jaren are very specific in their camera work and the lighting and everything. And so Emma, Corrin, who's, we're in the scene together, they had to not only of course perform in the scene, but light the scene as well. They're holding this lamp, and of course the lamp had to be in the right place at the right time, and then I had to show up behind them and be really creepy in the middle of the night. I would not want to have a sleepover with me in that. For sure.
I quite like a horror film. Chris, you absolutely hate horrors.
I guess it does such a good job of the type of film that you're making that I found it absolutely horrific. Yeah. But I guess that's kind of what you're trying to achieve, right?
I think, sorry.
I think so. Yeah.
Do you know where it comes from? It's like, I used to go on horror films as a bit of a date kind of thing,
right.
But to try and look impressive and really hard, I would just look at the corner of the screen, so it looked like I wasn't flinching at all.
But he wasn't allowed to when we went.
With this, I wasn't allowed to.
Everyone's got that horror film that can all remember as a kid. Mine was Blair Witch Project. That just really scared me.
That was great.
Yeah, and there's that and the Scream films. I reckon this movie's going to be up there for any.
It's so intense.
Yeah. Well, even your performance, Lily, reminded me a bit of the first Exorcist movie. That kind of.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did. It brought me, and I haven't seen that kind of acting since then. I mean, it's just so cool, and you do believe, it's this possession.
We went to see the film together, and we were lucky enough to film our reactions. Do you want to see how we got on?
I'm very excited.
Please.
Okay, have a look at the screen.
There we go.
Here we are in the cinema, only a couple of days ago, and this is what happened.
Oh my god! Oh no!
It hasn't even started yet.
Oh my god! Oh no!
You are
Is that what a dead
trying
body
to look in the corner, aren't you?
I'm not watching this. No. I choked on popcorn. Is that his Willy?
It was.
Oh, what?
I know what bit that was.
Oh, that is disgusting.
That's not necessary.
That's Pigeon Gate.
There you
Guys,
go.
well, honestly,
That
it's
was
so
incredible.
good.
That's
So good.
I love the little screams and then the giggles. The relief of being like, oh, it's going to be okay.
So scary.
We can't give away too much, but the scene with the pigeons, I think, is going to live with me forever. I can't look at a pigeon the same way.
Guys, we've got to let you go, but this film, for anybody listening right now, is a must-see. Nosferatu is in cinemas now. Give it up for our great guests today, Lily Rose Depp and Nicholas Hoult.
Yay!
Thank you, guys.